Good Friday morning, East Tennessee. We have some rain in the forecast and we have rain on the radar. That's amazing. It actually kind of matches up. Now, not everybody's got the rain right now. You can see with my clock here, let's change the gears. We've got temperatures that are warm enough to support rain, not quite snow. I know I do want to say it's a happy first day of meteorological winter with December 1st. But let me show you our temperatures first and foremost. 45 degrees our current temperature. That's part of the story because remember it was like 21 degrees just a few mornings ago. That was the coldest morning of the year. And then, of course, we started off yesterday morning around 30 degrees. So we've seen some improvement. Some of us are going to find temperatures overnight tonight not dipping out of the 50s. So it's going to be a lot milder in the next couple of days, and that will be warm enough to support just rain, just liquid in the short term. But we'll talk about some flakes potentially here down the road. Wind advisories run until 4 o'clock this afternoon. They started at 4 a.m. for the Smokies. So this is highly localized if you're new in town. Those winds that you see on your screen, gusting 55 for many areas in the Smokies, could take out power and also some trees, tree branches. But places like Cove Mountain, as the National Weather Service in Morristown pointed out, Cove Mountain may find gusts closer to 65. So these are highly localized winds. They will not affect Knoxville, but if you happen to be traveling through the mountains heading toward North Carolina, that's where those winds will be pretty gnarly. In fact, some of those green areas in southern Sevier County taking shape now, while others might just have calm winds, and you might think, what is he talking about? He keeps talking about wind. It is highly localized for the higher elevations. But here it is. The Ultimate Doppler Radar, presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa, shows it's like a spa right now in Wartburg. You're getting a little bit of rain. Oh, and it's come down to Spring City and Decatur. We've got rain in La Follette. Where did this come from? Because it's not in Knox County quite yet, David. I know. Bear with me. It's coming. We're going to get some rain. And you know that we've had this drought situation going on for months. 3 months, in fact. We've been below average. But December has a kind of like an interesting little caveat. It is the second wettest month of the year, historically speaking, in the last 30 years. So we get about 5 inches of rain in December on average, and we've been anything but average the last couple of months. As you know, we've talked about it on this particular broadcast. Now, I'm on Facebook and on YouTube, but if you're on the call, I want to say good morning to you. I got the radar looping here over the last 2 hours. I want to see if you've got some notes. Steve Stone's got 2 happy smiling faces. Boy, he must be happy because it's Friday. Steve, great to see you here on YouTube. Let's pop over to Facebook, where many of you are, and I want to say hi to Carrie. She's over here. She says we've got, happy or good Friday morning. Hope everyone has a fantabulous day. Love that word that she uses. And try and stay dry and safe. Dennis Hatcher says, good morning, David, from Dandridge. Dandridge, I'm hoping we're still working. I'm looking at I'm a little nervous from yesterday because things kind of locked up, but I think I'm okay today. Good morning from Dandridge, says Dennis. He's got 44 degrees with off and on very light rain this morning here at my house. And Fred says, good morning, David, starting to rain in Maryville. So we can benefit from this rain. I think you would agree, and we can also expect more showers on Saturday. But we're going to time this out for you so that you're prepared, at least know what's coming your way. But let's take a look at this at a full screen. This is the last 2 hours that you can also get on the Captain Accurate Weather app. I love that. You can get past 2 hours. You can get present. You can even move it forward to 2 hours into the future. You're like Marty McFly without the DeLorean. You can move 2 hours in the future on your app. Yeah, and the app's free. You could just push the little play button. It has a little happy cloud, moves from left to right, and you can get past, present, future. It's a new update, don't you know? So if you haven't checked it out, hopefully you'll download it today because it can come in handy when it's raining. And we haven't had much of that in the last couple of months, so it does take some getting used to. It is 6:44. Just want to bring you up to speed on the rain. Showers will come in and out today. There are some signs that it could be starting to wane around midday, but I have got evidence that could suggest like 2, 2:30, 3. It'll slowly, but the good news is it'll be out of here for the 50th Christmas parade in Knoxville and that 7:30 parade in Gatlinburg. I think it'll be fine. It'll be dried out. We might have some wet streets. We might have some wet pavement, but it won't be like actively raining by the time the parade gets underway. So if you are in the Christmas spirit tonight, this evening, any rain that we get tonight should be stray showers, and most of that will be well late after midnight. All right, so here's the bigger picture, and it was slow to get in here, which is why I think it's slow to get out of here. I think it's a 12-hour event, so start your clock. If it's not quite raining in Knoxville yet, your clock hasn't started. But you probably have about 12 hours from the time it starts to the time it ends. And if it's 6:45 now, it might be until 6:45 p.m. for the Smokies, let's say, to get rid of this rain. I think it's going to be one of those 10 to 12 hour type of events. Thunderstorms have been more numerous down in Louisiana, Mississippi, not affecting us here. That's good. Without the thunder, we could take the rain that's beneficial, and it's raining all the way up to Chicago, Detroit, and Indianapolis. But it does change, interestingly enough, to some snow in northern Missouri and into parts of Iowa this morning. Kind of interesting. And more snow in blue back to the west, where they have some winter weather advisories as well as winter storm warnings. All right, so let's talk about rainfall. The amounts have changed, maybe for the benefit of us, because we need every drop, but maybe anywhere from a quarter to a third may fall between now and 5 p.m. But you'll notice from 5 to 7, because again, that's 7 o'clock time frame, that's the parade. And you'll notice the numbers don't move. The clock moved, but the numbers didn't move, which means the rain's gone in time for the parade. What about 7:30? What about Gatlinburg? Numbers don't move. So again, most of this is gone by the time the drive home gets underway, in most cases, if not before. But 9 o'clock tonight, no movement. It's in the overnight period we start to populate more in the way of the raindrops. I do think more rain on Saturday picks up, especially in the second half of the day. So anywhere from late afternoon into the evening, it'll pick up in intensity. And by the time we finish the weekend, some of us may have the bragging point of I've had over an inch. I've picked up for over an inch in 3 days. That's great. That's fantastic. Let's hope we can get every one of those drops to land in your backyard and in your neighborhood, because we could use every drop. By the way, snow cover, I talked about this. 2 areas where they've had quite a bit of snow, and this is not a forecast, but it's snow on the ground. That would be the Rockies, places like, let's say Montana, Salt Lake City, Denver, areas west of Denver have picked up quite a bit of snow. And of course, they've had a lot of snow, lake effect snow guns firing in the last couple of days in the Great Lakes. And they've picked up a little big snowmaker across parts of New England in the last couple of days. If you're just joining me, temperatures right now, 45 degrees. Do you know how balmy that is? That's 15 degrees warmer than it was for the low yesterday. And if we take a look, I believe we can check out the temperature change here in a moment. But as far as our temperatures in Maryville, low to mid 40s. They're in the mid 50s in Madisonville. Where'd that come from? And it's 45 in Morristown at this particular time of the morning. Say good morning to you if you got a comment. I see Felicia. She says happy December. Looking forward to Christmas in the Caverns at Cherokee Caverns starting tonight. Have a great Friday. Thank you, Felicia. Love the events. And Janet says good morning from Talbot. No rain yet, but have a nice weekend, everyone. It's coming, Janet. Thanks for your update. Appreciate that. Ed says good morning. Looks like a wet parade day. Maybe preamble, because I was reading they closed the streets on Gay Street in places right about 4:30. So they'll start shutting down the streets in anticipation of the 7 p.m. parade in Knoxville. So we'll see what happens, but I do think the roads will be wet. Obviously, I don't think it'll be raining for the actual parade. So that's some notes there. If you're on YouTube, let me know. I'm popping up over here. Felicia's over here, says happy December, great Friday. Glad to have you over here. So we've got now 6 people watching on YouTube, so we're continuing to expand the reach, which I love indeed. Temperatures 47 in Oak Ridge right now. It's 45 in La Follette. It's 45 in Crossville in the heart of Cumberland County, as well as Wartburg. Now, as far as visibility, I wouldn't say this is an advertisement for fog as it is maybe low clouds and maybe even some rain that may be causing some of the visibility to be reduced. But even tonight, because temperatures are going to hold fairly steady, if not rise, we're going to find some fog tonight. So that might be an element, especially maybe after the parade. Well, later tonight, fog will be something to watch. Visibility may actually be reduced. Oh, there it is. You said it was 30 yesterday. Yes, I did. And you said it was 45 now. Yes, I did. And easy math, it's 15 degrees warmer right now in Knoxville, McGee-Tyson, as it was compared to this time yesterday morning. And it's nice. I mean, you might look at this and think it's like a heat index. No, no, no. It's just warm air advection. It's just warm air transporting to a neighborhood near you. And that 24-hour temperature change is a canary in the coal mine. We're going to see a warm weekend relative to averages. It's 51 right now in Chattanooga. It's 46 in Nashville. It is 49 in Memphis. If you're traveling west, they're in the 40s to the north, and if not, say, 40s, 50s to the south. Lots of clouds today. If we get some intervals of sunshine, consider it a bonus. You mean you got a bonus today? You get a bonus if you get some sunshine, because the clouds will be seemingly ever present for much of the day today and tomorrow too. So if you were hoping for the sun that you had yesterday, I hope all the vitamin D was, absorbed, because now we're going to go into a cloudier but warmer pattern across East Tennessee. And you can see when you overlay the rain with the clouds that the rain is just getting started as it comes in from west to east. It is now 6:50. Today's high. Oh, you want to know where we're going? I think we'll be near 60. In fact, Maryville could exceed 60. I have at least parts of Blount County in the low 60s today. 62 for Tellico Plains, Madisonville, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge. About 63 for Newport. Upper 50s for La Follette, and upper 50s for Oneida, Wartburg, and Crossville. So rain is in the forecast, but it would be a far cry. Normal high, by the way, is 55. And who wants to drive or experience 55 when you can be 59? That's a bonus there. By the way, I have the emoji crying. I don't know if that's because of the rain. The emoji's crying because, or it's just tears of joy. So I'm so excited. It's raining. Finally, some rain. That could be where my emotion was for my emoji. But maybe you connect with me. Maybe you understand exactly where I'm coming from. My backyard could use every drop that falls. Sunrises this morning at 7:27, and sunsets at 5:22. We'll be lucky to see either one of these, unless it's just piercing through the horizon. All right, looking at the bus stop. We got to get the kids to the bus stop. And you know the lights are going to be on, and why my bus doesn't have his lights on, I don't know. We'll have to fix that. Anyway, 48 at 10, 57 at 2. With rain in the forecast today, it's a little sloppy, but at least it's not terribly cold. All right, let's get you out the door. It is 6:51. My goal was to be done at the top of the hour, and I believe I can do that. But if there are some takeaways from this weather update, it would be showers today, steady and rising temperatures tonight, but drier for the evening events, including the Knoxville, Gatlinburg, and any other parade that I failed to mention for the Christmas parades tonight. Showers develop Saturday, and it could be particularly heavy in the late afternoon, early evening, where I've bumped it up to an 80% for that time frame. So late afternoon tomorrow into tomorrow evening, I think the chance of rain goes up to about 80%. It will be climbing and developing during the course, because the next wave is going to have to come in, and it too could be slow to get in here and slow to get out. Just the way it goes. Now, what about the cold? You say it's warm, but this is a back and forth pattern that you just have to get ready for, because this is like watching the tide move at the beach. All those green and yellow colors clearly are warm, and they're overlaid with those warm red arrows. So that takes us through 10 o'clock or 3 o'clock today. Takes you through Sunday at 7 a.m. It's still pretty warm here. But this low back to the north and west is going to help lock and reload more cold air. So we move into Monday next week, and now it's cold enough for snow to return in places like Kentucky. I'm talking central Kentucky, like south of Lexington, into maybe Corbin. Southeast Kentucky may see some stray flakes, I think, on Monday. And then this cold air just continues to lock and reload. And look at that. Oh, now that's midweek next week. So now you're talking potential drops changing to flakes. Oh, it's chaos. It's winter. It's winter gone bad. No, it's probably winter gone well, I guess, if you're a fan. If you're on Team Snow, this is what you want to see. You don't want to see just another rain event, because we had quite a bit of that last winter. But this is nothing like last winter. Last winter, La Nina. This winter, strong El Nino. So you're going to find like the polar opposite. And last year, we only had 1.6 inches of snow. That was it. 1.6 came the day after Christmas. Many of you know that because it was followed by a 37-degree drop in temperature in like 7 hours. It was nuts when we dropped to 4 by the time we hit the 23rd, 24th of December. And we've got potential for that kind of cold outbreak again this year. But right now, 45 is our current temperature. We have no wind to speak of, and the relative humidity is at 71%. So we don't even talk about wind chill. But here's where we're headed. Temperature should be in the mid to upper 50s today, if not, he says, the lower 60s. If the rain holds off and the winds pick up, you may see a little surge in temperature, and you go, this is delightful. Because yesterday, we had, to check my notes, let's come back on camera, I checked my notes, we hit 62 yesterday. And it was 60 in Oak Ridge. I was expecting 59. We outperformed my expectation. But 30 was yesterday's starting point, and we're already at 45. So you can figure out we're doing this a lot faster. There's Gail. She says, Gail from 1959, good morning. We sure could use whatever rain we get. I agree with Gail. 100% what Gail is saying is spot on because we need every drop. There's no doubt. We're still under an extreme drought. I talked about this in last night's video. If you watch that, it's a little shorter, but you might get the compressed answer of how and where the driest conditions persist, because they do persist in East Tennessee. Back here, I see Becky Winkle Connors. It says Team Snow. Oh, yes. Hashtag Team Snow. Marilyn Bell says, have a great weekend, everyone. Drive carefully. Turn your headlights on. It's a good idea. And in your car. And you'll have a safe and blessed weekend. That's from Fred. Jan. Hello, Jan. Jan Burkeski says hello. Good morning, David. It's going to be a great day. When you can get rain after what seems like three months of just dryness, yeah, we need every drop we can get. Now, today will be mainly gray. I have left us at a 60% chance of rain showers, as it will be coming in and marching out in short order. Now, this is a little misleading because I have 60, 40, 20. I do believe that Saturday night will be closer to 80 because it has to kick out, and when it does, it'll bring on a little onset of some rainy weather. So if your Saturday night plans are outdoor, you might want to have some contingency plans, especially late afternoon Saturday. We heard from Felicia talking about the caverns. Once you're inside the caverns, you're not worried about the rain, but if you're outside, you might want to find an alternative to stay dry, and then I've got more precipitation coming in on Wednesday. All right, it is 6:56. Let me go through real quickly the severe weather maps today. The concern are isolated severe storms in dark green. That would encompass Destin. A lot of folks love Destin. New Orleans and Mobile and Baton Rouge all have potential for isolated severe storms. So that's where the thunderstorms are going to be most common. Down, or at least up toward the Southern Valley, there's the risk for some severe weather, not severe, but just general thunderstorms, in the light green, and that would include Madisonville as well as areas, Madisonville, Tellico Plains, Maryville, and Cleveland. So the Southern Valley has a chance for thunder today by the eyes of the Storm Prediction Center. Further south, you can see Saturday the chance for some isolated severe storms still lingers in Destin, Mobile, Gulfport, but it might be moving up toward Montgomery. And then for us, this is the way it looks on Saturday. If there's any thunder tomorrow, it should be more likely in the Chattanooga market, maybe grazing parts of McMinn and maybe, say, Monroe County, potentially. Sunday looks like this. We've got maybe some spots of rain, but thunderstorms will move down toward Florida. So that's the severe risk and the thunderstorm risk. Let me show you how this looks. This looks like this at 8 o'clock. This is what it looks like this at 12 noon. Now, there was a lot of talk about, it's going to be gone at noon. Maybe you think about that. Yeah, there's 2:45. I'd say there's still a chance. There's still some rain after lunch. You see why I say that? It's a little slow getting out of here, but it's definitely gone before the parade at 7 p.m. Knoxville or the 7:30 Gatlinburg. I'm just using those as examples. But by 5 o'clock, it looks like this. So it improves quite a bit. And that's why most of tonight will be just more clouds, maybe a stray shower, especially late. That would be spawned by this cold front. And again, timing of these things are tricky, as is most southern systems are. But it will be developing on Saturday. I think the rain will be a little heavier once this comes through in the latter part of the afternoon and early evening. But then Sunday, hardly a drop in the daytime hours, maybe some Saturday night, obviously, but then we start to see some flakes fly. Does that show pink in Kentucky? It does. Some stray flakes may be forming on Monday, while we find, I think, maybe a good mix of sun and clouds to start getting brighter as the day on Sunday develops. And then all of a sudden, oh, did you just show snow? Oh, I did. I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist. I know it's 6:58, but I had to show you it could be snowing at the Smokies as early as Monday. Oh, yes. In fact, some of you are like, I'm going there. I'm thinking a field trip because it's shorter distance there than New England. Yeah, it is. You could save yourself a lot of miles by just going to the Smokies and avoiding New England because the snow could be coming to a neighborhood near them. By the way, as far as the rain, look at this situation. Kind of sloppy. Yeah, I could say that. And by midday, there may be some hit or miss showers on this model, but generally we're in the upper 50s, low 60s. Better chance for 60 plus south of Interstate 40 today. Heading into Friday night, things dry out. Then it tries to come back in on Saturday morning, and it may pick up in intensity. But again, there's a lot of question marks on the timing. I think the timing on the models have been lousy, so confidence is not all that high as far as the timing of your neighborhood versus the Plateau versus Smokies. But generally, I expect the heavier rains to come in late afternoon into Saturday evening for the heaviest of rain. 59, our our high temperature expected, mainly gray rain showers here at 6:59. As I showed you before, 62 in Sevierville. is my forecast today. 58 for Wartburg, 57 in Crossville, low 60s for Athens and Tellico Plains. If you're traveling today, you will be moving, say, away from the rain once you get past Nashville, but you'll be moving toward the rain if you're headed east toward Asheville or maybe even Charlotte. Tonight we're down to 51. This does not look like a low. Grant you the normal high is 55. And 51 may struggle to get there because we may just flatline into some steady or rising temperatures. You may find that the low temperature comes in between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. because it could be even warmer, like the mid-50s, once Sunday or Saturday starts. When Saturday starts, we could easily be, once the sun's up, in the mid-50s. So these lows would come early in the evening and then start to rise in many cases. Tonight, as I mentioned, no, lows about 51. There will be some fog, some stray showers late, so that should not affect Christmas parades. But more clouds are anticipated with light and variable winds. It is now 7 o'clock. As I indicated, I think I can finish on time. It looks like I'm going to finish on time. So we've got 60 today, 40% tomorrow, and that's a developing situation, kind of like it is this morning. Like we heard from Dennis, it's not quite raining hard in Dandridge. It may not be raining hard in Knoxville just yet, but it'll be developing. And then when it really picks up to a fever pitch, it'll be late afternoon into the evening, and then all of a sudden, spots of rain Sunday, some stray flakes in Kentucky on Monday that could translate to some mountain flakes, if not Monday evening, again on Wednesday. So this pattern is going to be like this. And if you're not careful, you might say, well, I looked at a 7-day forecast a week ago. Well, that's trouble this time of year because this pattern is constantly changing. Kind of like you're expecting the ocean when you get to the beach to be flat, and it's never flat. It's either low tide, it's high tide, it's always in flux, and it's always trying to find balance. In this case, there's no balance yet. It's still looking for that today. So there are your numbers, 59, 63, 66. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. I say holiday. I'm going to say it is a holiday for weather people, right? It's meteorological winter. But many of you are celebrating Christmas tonight. So in that way, in that respect, it's all good. I'm very happy that you all are here. I want to check real quickly some notes from you. Come back on camera. I see Pete. He says, good morning. All rain is welcome. He's relaxing this weekend. I love it. Thank you so much, Pete. And Diane says, good morning, everyone. Happy December. It is a new month. Do you have a new attitude, a new month, a new perspective? I hope so. I like Gail's perspective on YouTube. She said, good morning. We sure can use whatever rain we can get. I would absolutely agree. Anyway, well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. I hope you all have a great weekend. And we'll see you here next time. Take care.